their phone out on a green to do that, right? And technically it's not legal with the rules of golf. So, you know, it really is reserved for practice. And there's just a decent amount of friction. More importantly, I would use it myself, and believe it or not, I wouldn't make every putt. So, of course, I tried to blame the tech, but that seems to be working pretty well. So it was kind of user error at that point, and it turned out that my putting stroke, like a lot of golfers, is just not perfect. So we kind of started to think, well, what are ways that we could help people improve putting? Because it does feel like this weird balance of art and science. I mean, if you look at the pros putting stroke, there's such a big difference between how different pros approach it. You have like some slower swings, some faster swings, different types of putters. It's like the most versatile club in your bag in terms of the weight of it and the length and the grip and everything like that. So we wanted to approach it in that way, and we figured, well, we're probably not going to come up with the perfect algorithm for how to hit a putt.
Right.
But the best way to get better at anything is practice and feedback, right? So should you be practicing long putts, short putts? Where is your weakest area on the green? Most people probably can't answer that because they're just not collecting the data.
Right.
And it kind of led us down this path of virtual reality. So we've been looking at virtual reality to say, hey, is there a way for us to take this putting simulation that we created for GolfScope, move it over to VR? So now you can practice putting in VR, you know, even if you're in quarantine and you're stuck inside, you can throw this thing on and be wherever you want to be. Obviously, we started this long before this all happened. So it was really the goal of helping ourselves hit more putts and then collect data on those putts so that we knew where we should be practicing. And to be able to really simulate kind of any condition you want, right to left putts, left to right putts, uphill, downhill, long putts, short putts, everything that you can imagine. So we started working on this product called Pro Putt. And initially it was going to be very much focused on golfers, training aid, you know, very realistic greens, and kind of with the goal of making you a better putter. And over time, it evolved into something that is much more of a game, that I think you could call kind of a hybrid of like Tiger Woods, you know, on Xbox, the original Tiger Woods on Xbox, like kind of married with Mario Golf in an interesting way. So we kept the putting physics very realistic. The ball rolls realistic. It bounces off things realistically. The hits, you know, comes off the face of the putter realistically. But the holes themselves are exaggerated versions of what you might think of a putting golf course.
Oh, interesting.
So par threes, par fours, par fives. We're talking holes that are a few hundred feet in some cases. Dog legs, bunkers, rough, rocks, trees. It looks like a golf course, but shrunk down a bit. And on a par four, that's like a dog leg left, your first putt might be like 60 feet towards the end of the dog leg, where if you go too far, you're in trouble. You don't go far enough, you're in trouble. So it's all every course is tailored towards putting. The ball, you know, generally stays on the ground.
Right.
If you open the club face, you can sort of give it a little bit of air in certain situations, but all you've got is a putter. You got a putter, you've got these big courses. And once you get close enough, you know, you might have a 20-foot downhill left to right breaker, and it feels like you're hitting a putt in real life, and you got to read the break and hit the putt at the pace right and everything.
So that's incredible. So it's virtual reality, and I know that we're going to show a movie or a video. It's presentation time here in a minute.
Nice.
And I'll share my screen in a second. But basically, it's literally virtual reality, if I understand correctly, right?
100%. So this is the Oculus Quest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nice. So the cool thing about this headset is it's completely wireless. It's $400, and this is it. You don't need a computer. You don't need anything. You literally put this on your head, and you're in it, and you're good to go, and it's game time. And then you have one of these controllers, and this becomes your putter.
Oh wow!
You can hold this with two hands. Obviously, it's not the weight of a putter, you know, but it's still very much a similar motion, and it translates really well to putting. And then to take it to the next level, which we haven't released yet, and we won't be releasing until later in the year.
Oh, nice.
So you can attach the controller to a real putter, your putter. We've got this little attachment, so the controller just slides in or out. This has got like a quick release. And now when you're playing, you can literally be holding the putter, and it's 1-to-1.
Huh.
So when you swing, it's exactly the same as your putting stroke. And that's where we do think that we can kind of get back into the training side of things.
Nice.
And even like swing analysis, like what's your tempo, what's your face,
Yeah.
What should you be practicing?
And so you're not actually hitting anything, but you're still able to get that tempo down, like you said, to get the feel for the movement in your body for muscle memory, so to speak.
Exactly. And even though you're not hitting anything, as soon as there is a virtual ball there and you can see it and it looks like it's real. And when you do make contact with it, with your virtual putter, we vibrate the controller and we play the sound as if you hit the ball.
Cool.
And the sound changes and the vibration changes based on how hard you hit it. So in your hands, your brain is like, I just hit something.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of funny. We've had people in the headset and they're about to hit this, virtual ball. And without them noticing, we'll put a real ball exactly where the virtual ball should be. So they do end up hitting it, a real ball. And we're like, did you notice anything different? And they're like, no, it felt the same as the last one. So your brain does a really good job of kind of tricking you into there being a ball, even if there's not.
That's incredible. So let's take a quick look. We're going to try this out, folks. I'm going to try to share my screen here. And again, we're still getting the hang of this whole thing. And so I'm going to bring up a video here, show and stream. It's going to look a little small. Maybe I can change the way that this looks a little bit. Let's click around.
Yeah, you're welcome to cover my face.
Well, it looks like the best thing we can do right now is something like this. And so what I'll do is I'll throw in video, and you can see this actually, here it is. You can see the video right now, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, and so I'm going to hit play, and it looks like there's some sound behind it. I'll turn that down. And so essentially it's looking like an entire virtual reality universe, and it looks like a video game, like you were saying a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's important to realize that in the VR space right now, it's still a pretty small space. Not everybody has a VR headset. And the primary use case is gaming.
Right.
So we really wanted to build something that wasn't only going to be interesting to golfers, but something that golfers would definitely be interested in. So we kind of wanted to find that balance of making it a game, but also making it true to the physics of golf. So if you're better at hitting a 10-foot putt than whoever you're playing against, you're more likely to win.
Very cool. And it looks like there's a campaign mode. It looks like there's that gamification element that you were talking about. And so I can see that this person is actually playing. And like you mentioned, they're hearing sounds like they were actually on a putting green. Oh, this person just won a prize, apparently.
Yeah, you can win golf balls. We have, unlockable content. We're going to make it customizable so you can change your hat, you can change your putter, you can change your ball, and you can play multiplayer. So if you've got a friend somewhere else in the world, or these days even in the same city, you can still hang out and play golf with them and talk about the shots. And it's funny, I ended up playing with my dad now every few days. He ended up buying the Quest, initially to support me, but now he's kind of one of our power users because he's up to like 11:30 just hitting shots.
That's awesome. No, I'm sure I would do the exact same thing. And I see that, it's infinite hours of replay. So you're actually able to go ahead and continue to play over and over again. And you mentioned it was simply just it looks like you can actually change the settings of the green as well. Yeah,
so we have a 10,000 square foot practice screen, obviously all virtual, but it's got every break you can imagine. And you can place the ball and aim at a bunch of different holes, or say, hey, give me a right to left putt or a left to right putt, and we'll just give you an infinite number of those. And then here's a pretty big thing for us too, is we actually partner with Topgolf.
Oh, nice.
So this is the Topgolf putting experience, and we built this putting lounge, so you kind of feel like your own private bay in the mountains at a Topgolf.
Very cool.
Instead of hitting the ball into kind of a basket, you have to stop it on the target.
Oh, nice.
And then there's a hole in the middle of each one, so you get more points for getting it in the hole, different amount of points depending on which target you hit, and you can kind of play a version of Topgolf in your house.
Very cool. And, I'm going to forgive my ignorance of the whole thing, but like you mentioned earlier, all you really need is just the VR system. You don't actually need anything else other than that. Is that right?
100%. Yeah, this Oculus Quest is sort of the cheapest way to get in. They have some really expensive headsets that do run off of your computer that you'll be able to play it on as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, this thing is $400. It's got a bunch of other games that you can purchase. So it's obviously not just for us. But yeah, we're kind of all in on VR being, the future of how people interact with technology, and how people train for sports and games. And I think golf's a really unique opportunity, and putting specifically, because you don't need a lot of space to do it. With our game, we can literally stand in the same place for hours and hit any number of shots, and it doesn't require a lot of room. And it's one of those activities that you really only do get better by doing it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's just like anything in golf. You have to kind of repeat it, get used to it, and it's nice to actually get that feedback with results, albeit virtual results, but you're still getting some sort of feedback, positive reinforcement to know, oh yeah, I hit that better than the last one.
Exactly. And since we do have par fives and it is putting, it's probably the only chance you'll have in golf to actually get a condor. Hole in one on a par five.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Yeah, we had to look that up.
So if you ever wanted a condor. So ProPutt.com is the website. You can go out there and learn a little bit more about it. So what is the actual pricing model, if you don't mind sharing, related to the actual software? Because I know you got to buy the hardware, but then I'm sure that there's a pricing related
right
to the software and the service itself.
Yeah, it's a lot like console gaming in terms of how people are pricing things. A little bit cheaper than that, but not as cheap as mobile gaming. So we're selling it for $20, and it comes with everything, all the games that you've seen, the Topgolf experience.
Oh, cool.
We have 3 different courses and the practice screen, and sort of unlimited multiplayer. So there's no subscription or anything like that. $20, you get the whole game, and our plan is to release additional courses and additional content that will be like downloadable content. That might be a few bucks here or there per course, that type of a thing. And we plan on launching it in June. So it's actually, we just submitted it to Oculus and they're reviewing it. And the expectation is it'll be ready to purchase in June.
So it looks like you broke up just a little bit there with the, you said it's going to release in June. You've already submitted the everything you needed to Oculus in order for it. And so basically it's a matter of $20. You're all in. You don't have to download anything additional. And you had mentioned that, and this is kind of where my ignorance comes in with it again, where it updates. You can release updates much like a mobile app update, for example.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we plan on continuing to update it. We are starting to look into pitching and chipping, and eventually want to go into full swing as well. But yeah, initially it'll be putting, $20. You'll get the app, and we'll just continue to release content.
Very cool. Very cool. So once again, folks, it's ProPutt.com. You want to go out there and learn a little bit more about VR putting for use with the Oculus and any other VR hardware, I imagine, that you could use. And it's available for not only just the Oculus, right?
We're starting with just the Oculus, actually, just to keep it focused. And we will be expanding to the other VR headsets later in the year.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, Ryan, I know that, this is a very interesting time for all of us. It's very... I can only imagine it's kind of crazy to be releasing something in the middle of what's going on in the world. But, you said it yourself, this is a great opportunity for folks to practice their game at home. I know I'm sitting here hitting putts on my carpet and chipping into a chipping net in the corner of my office. So why not, practice your putting with something much cooler than, just a regular golf ball chipping into a corner. So this is definitely that opportunity that folks will be able to do.
Yeah, we were really hoping to get it out. Actually, we really wanted to get it out in the winter because, from our perspective, that's kind of like golf quarantine every year, right? It's like you can't play golf in the winter. You know, it's just taking a little longer than expected, which happens. We wish it was out now because, you know, for us and our beta users, it has been a great opportunity to at least escape your house or whatever for a short period of time and potentially play with a friend and talk to them. And for a moment, you know, you feel like you're on a golf course and it's cool. So yeah, we're really excited to get it out there, and we do hope that our ultimate mission is that it does help introduce some people to golf that might otherwise not be into golf. We think Topgolf has done a phenomenal job of that and showing the fun side of golf without all the effort to get to that point, right? You know, golf's a tough sport to get into. So we're hoping with VR we can kind of do the same thing, and whether it's nighttime or it's raining or it's cold or you're under quarantine, you can always strap on a headset and get out on the links.
Yeah, totally. I hope we don't say it in the same breath as things. So it's raining out. Oh no, we're quarantined again.
Yeah, I know. It's surreal, right? It's like hard to process even.
It really is. Well, Ryan, I really appreciate doing this. You know, we're trying these live streams out a little bit more often. As I mentioned before, you know, let's do this more often too. I mean, I know you're at home. I'm at home.
Absolutely.
You know, we have if folks, if you're watching this either live or on replay, feel free to go ahead and submit questions. You can find Ryan on Twitter at Engle820. Right? Did I get that right for you?
I nailed it.
All right. And then you can, of course, know how to get a hold of me. You can get in touch with me, Adam at golfunfiltered.com. It's our new email address. And, of course, you can find us on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram at Golf Unfiltered. So, Ryan, thanks again. We'll talk more in the coming days. And I wish you the best of luck with your new product.
Thanks so much, Adam. Really appreciate it.
Oh, it's going to kick us out. I'll message you here in a second. Okay.